Hey class, how are you? Yeah, I'm in the office still, putting in some late hours. Let's see, it's 5 o'clock. I need to get home to pick up my children. But before I left office, I wanted to stop by and talk to you about a few things. We're back, we're winding down. We have about 4 modules remaining in this semester. The semester is almost over. With that being said, I have gone in and reviewed a number of students' grades, and if you if you haven't logged in, you're not watching this video because I just dropped a few students. I've dropped a few students. However, if you have been missing some assignments, I did send the email allowing you, I will allow you to submit those missing quizzes without any penalty. Discussion boards are a little hard. I can't allow you to submit those, but your quizzes I'm definitely allowing you to submit. So if you have not completed a quiz, please go in and complete that quiz. Once you complete it, email me and I'll go ahead and take that grade. Module 4, I'm sorry, yeah, Module 4. So we're moving on. In this chapter, we're talking about courts. The courts is derived of two entities. You have two jurisdictions. You have state and federal. So a lot of times when we're watching, CSI or Law and Order, you get confused of what's going on. It's understand that you have two jurisdictions that you have. You have federal and state. Can someone violate one crime and actually fall in both jurisdictions? Absolutely, absolutely. The prime example I like to use right here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, is federal jurisdiction. An example is federal jurisdiction is on Fort Bragg. Regardless of what type of crime you commit, be it a speeding infraction, simple assault, whatever it is you commit, that is automatically a federal offense because you're on federal jurisdiction. Come down to Fayetteville, depending on what type of crime you commit. I'm sorry, you're in state jurisdiction. Depending on what type of crime you commit, it's going to say if it's a felony or a misdemeanor. So yes, at the federal level, you have felony and misdemeanors, and at the state level. And again, it all goes by jurisdiction when you're on federal jurisdiction and when you're on state jurisdiction, within state jurisdiction. So those are two things to really make sure you understand. In this chapter, you start talking about getting in the nuts and bolts a little bit about our court system and what it's comprised of. In this chapter, you're going to talk about the exclusionary rule. What does that mean? The fruit of the poisonous tree. What does that mean? Terry versus Ohio. Why is that important? So in this little short snippet, I want to say exclusionary rule. If something was obtained illegally, you can't include it, have to exclude it. That's my little saying. Something obtained illegally, you can't include it, have to exclude it. So what does that mean? If there was an illegal search, an illegal seizure, if you had coercion to receive some type of confession, that was obtained illegally. It won't be able to be used in the court of law. The exclusionary rule protects that. Fruit of the poisonous tree says anything that comes as a part of that is also illegal. So if you think about a tree and its stump and how its branches go out, everything is connected. So if I was interrogating you and I got a forced illegal confession out of you and you told me that you murdered someone on this side of the street and I can find a weapon in the trunk of your car over here. If that initial confession has been ruled illegal, guess what? Fruit of the poisonous tree. Everything subsequent to that is also excluded. So the murder weapon, if I found the body, anything that's subsequent to that is also now inadmissible in court. So that's what we're looking about when you start talking about the exclusionary rule, fruit of the poisonous tree. You start talking about the difference between search and seizure and a pat down. What does a police officer need to actually do a pat down? What does a police officer, law enforcement officer need to do a search? I often tell us, a lot of us, we forfeit our rights because you get pulled over by a law enforcement officer. The first thing they ask is, may I search your vehicle? You say yes. You've thrown all that out the window now. They don't need probable cause to do anything because you've given consent. The one thing to understand is just because you've been pulled over does not automatically grant them permission to search your vehicle. There must be probable cause to search. if it's not two catches, you must have probable cause. But there is such thing as a search called incident to arrest. So you've been pulled over, you've done something, you've been arrested. Now that's going to go forth. So in reading that chapter, that's what I really want you to make sure you understand and start looking at. Okay, what are my rights? I have the right to this. I have the right to that. And think about how many times have you actually just given up your rights when you were stopped by a police officer, if they came up, you know, all that is forfeited then. So that's what this chapter is looking at, and that's what we're going in with talking about the court system and understanding our court system and how the two entities work. So I look forward to reading your discussion boards. As always, if you have any questions, you may call or email me. Remember, on Monday and Wednesdays, I am on Spring Lake campus. Tuesday and Thursdays, I'm here on Main campus. So I look forward to chatting with you. See you soon. Bye.